We ain't both gonna make it. Go. It would mean a lot to me. Please. Go. Arthur, go to your family. Arthur, get the hell out of here and be a goddamn man. Goddamn man.
How many times do I gotta bury you, John Marston?
Never. You ain't never burying me.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel.
What are you doing in that thing?
My job, Abigail. Goddamn job. What?
We got a son. I got a son. And I love our son enough that I can't have him around while you're like this.
But I remember
I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang.
I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I'll make you hurt.
It's very rare that we get to see how a character develops over a multitude of years. Usually in most movies or games, the time frame in which the story takes place is days, or weeks, or maybe even months. But as we know, Red Dead isn't like most games.
It's unusual to see a character's family, nonetheless seeing their family develop. Red Dead does both of these things.
Throughout the years of 1899 to 1914, we see the rise of a new family, to them finally getting on their feet, to then seeing the devastating ending of their short-lived family.
But there is one thing we don't see or know too much about in the Marston family. That is John and Abigail's daughter.
Yes, you heard that correctly. John Marston had a daughter. Today we will be going over this topic and finding out as much as we can, while also going over a theory that some people have been talking about. Without further ado, let's dive deep into the mystery of John Marston's daughter. Small beginnings. After 1 year of disappearing, John Marston returns to the Vanderlyn gang after leaving due to another gang member, Abigail Roberts, getting pregnant with a child that she believes was his.
John leaves due to him believing that it wasn't actually his child. Abigail was a prostitute at the time she joined the gang, and according to some of the gang members, they all previously had her before John did.
It is because of this that John ran away from the gang for a year.
Later in the story of Red Dead, Jack gets kidnapped. After getting him back, John starts becoming close with his family and starts accepting them.
The gang falls apart and Arthur saves the family in hopes of giving them a future.
Fast forward to 1907. The Marston family gets back on their feet, and after having a few mishaps, Jack and Abigail leaving, John realizes what he has lost, and in order to earn them back, he builds a home for them to live in.
It is after this when the Marston family lives a calm, normal life for a few years until 1911, when John is tasked by Pinkertons to kill his former brothers in arms. But what happens in between this time?
We learn in Red Dead Redemption 1 that John Marston mentions in a mission called Women in the Cattle that he had a daughter at some point after the gang fell.
Miss McFarland, I'm married. I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang.
In another mission titled Father Abraham, John talks about his daughter again.
Close family. Do you have children, Mr. Marston?
I have a son at home and a daughter in heaven.
And when you finally capture Javier Escuela, he says this.
One day, I promise you, you're gonna regret this.
One day's about all you got left.
I hope you and your wife and children rot in hell.
Javier says, I hope you and your children. This shows that he could have known about John Marston's daughter.
All we are able to gather from all the information that we have is that John's daughter was born sometime after the gang ended.
A lot of people believe that she was born at some point before 1907 and that John named his horse Rachel after she died. I don't believe this in particular because I just don't see why someone would name their horse after their dead daughter. Also, I believe if she was born and dead before this, that there would be some mention of her.
There's an interaction between John and Abigail that kind of alludes to some sort of child being on the way. We can see Abigail knitting something, and she is keeping what she is knitting a secret.
What are you knitting?
Oh, you'll see.
Be nice to have someone new to knit for one day.
Yep, all right.
This can be her hinting that she's already pregnant, and John follows by saying that he wants another child.
An interesting detail that is in Red Dead 1, there's no cross anywhere on the ranch that signifies his daughter, unlike the rest of the family when they die.
This would lead many people to believe that Abigail might have had a miscarriage, but if this was the case, then they would have not known the gender of the child, due to the fact that ultrasounds weren't in practice until the 1950s.
There's lots of mysteries to this topic and not much is known, but I also don't think this is something that Rockstar thought about too much when making Red Dead 2. It's possible that she might have died to some sort of disease, considering that losing a newborn child was a very common thing in this time of history.
The mystery of John's daughter might be something we never figure out, but who knows, maybe if Red Dead 3 is created and it involves Jack, we might learn something new about this topic. What do you guys think? Was the daughter born sometime between 1899 and 1907, or was she born between 1907 and 1911? Let us know your opinion in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, boys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you go check out the last video, or the video before that, or the video before that. Either way, I think you should subscribe, because that would be good. Rumor has it that if you subscribe, Arthur actually lives. Anyways, boys, thank you so much for the support. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Thank you for everything, and yeah, have a zonkin' wonkin' day.
I've been living too